Hello and welcome to the video. Today is Tuesday, someday in September. I think it's the 25th. Yeah. And so my dearest friend, her birthday was like a little less than 10 days ago. And I am an awful friend because I forgot to make her a birthday present until like 2 days before, and I was like, oh god. So I made her a little card that says, sorry, I forgot your birthday present. JK. I didn't actually, I just hadn't started working on it until very late. But so here is the painting I am doing for her birthday. And I am trying to get it done by this weekend, where we are going to a music festival with like another friend. It's a music festival like in Tennessee, and it has like no con going, and we're so excited. And I want to get it done by then so I can give it to her then, so it's not like too late of a birthday present, because that's like kind of her birthday party. But yeah, so I'm really excited for that, and I thought just today I would do a little paint with me, and kind of talk over my process, because I haven't really talked about painting a lot on this channel. I talk mostly about my writing, because painting, I don't know, I love painting. I've always been an artist. Like being a writer, that's more of a newer thing. Like I've always had characters and stories, and I've always like been drawing, but I've never really been writing. But I don't know, I just don't like talking about my painting as much, because it's a me thing. Like it's my thing, like I don't know, I just don't share it as much. And I haven't been painting as much. But anyway, I've gotten her skin, like the skin of the portrait down awesome, and there's a few spots where I need to go over with some more layers, but I just don't want to mess with it until the very end. I attempted to do her hair yesterday, and I completely butchered it because I'm really bad at painting blonde hair. So we're going to try and finish that today. And then possibly either start on the background or start on the clothes. But yeah, so. Okay, I'm attempting to do this like unscripted, so we'll see how well this goes. If it just sounds like I have no train of thought, that's just sometimes how I think, and it's probably because I kind of don't have a train of thought, because I'm just rambling. But so like I said before, I haven't really talked about my art on this channel, and that's like I said, just a me thing. And it really has been because I haven't been painting in a while. Because I grew up drawing a ton, and I would draw a lot of like my own characters in a sort of semi-realistic style. A lot of people called it anime. It wasn't anime. If you come up to my art and call it anime, we're gonna have some beef. So I don't know, art has always been a part of me. And I didn't actually start painting until really, like, seriously painting until last year. I had always tried to get into painting, like, years before, and I did successfully for a couple years, but it never, like, stuck. Like, I would paint for, like, a month on end, and then I just wouldn't for many months. But last year, I joined our school's art club, and we had to do a ton of paintings for that, and so that really helped me kind of push painting more. And then over the summer, I just didn't keep up with that, mainly because I was writing so much, and I was busy. Or was I busy? I can't even remember the summer anymore. It's like my brain's only fall right now. So yeah, I haven't talked about my art that much. I think I do want to do a couple more videos coming up about my art, mostly because art club is starting up again. I have an art show coming up in November, and I don't know, I do like my art, and I like sharing it, but I do definitely, I don't know, I don't like sharing it as much as I do my writing, because my art is a little bit more of a personal thing than writing. I don't know, like, I've always, like, for a while, I thought I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be an artist, I'm gonna sell my art, and then I thought about it more, I'm like, well, I don't want to sell my art, really, because then it's not for me, really, and it becomes more for other people, but when for writing, I'm writing for, like, we're not writing for other people, but I'm writing to tell stories. I want them to be heard. I'm writing them for myself, but for my art, I'm not really painting or drawing for other people to see. I'm painting and drawing to put, like, my emotions and whatever onto canvas, onto something physical. I don't know, it's always, painting and drawing has always been, like, an escape for me, sort of. And I know that's kind of deep, and I haven't talked that deep, on this channel before, but art has always just kind of been that kind of, like, escape for me, so that's also why I don't share it publicly that much. It's also, I'm very much a perfectionist when it comes to my art, and I don't consistently, like, draw or paint as much as I used to, and so that, I don't know, I do know, just a lot more of a perfectionist when it comes to my art, so I also don't share it for that reason, but yeah, so as for my process, because I said I wanted to talk about my process for a little bit, so my primary paint I use is acrylic paint. I've dabbled in oils, I just don't like them as much. I really like the layering I can get from acrylics, but, so that's my favorite, or my most used, but my favorite paint is definitely acrylic gouache. If you don't know what gouache is, it's, like a mixture between watercolor and acrylics, and then acrylic gouache is, like, basically, so actual gouache just doesn't really dry, and that's good and bad. I just didn't like it because I couldn't layer in that, or I couldn't, like, I don't know, layering was really hard with just regular gouache, so I switched over to acrylic gouache, and it's my favorite thing ever. I have, I think, the Holbein acrylic gouache set, and yeah, I definitely love it so much, and the only thing is, like, I can't do it, I don't use them for, like, my more, like, finished art pieces. I usually just use them in my sketchbook for, like, just painting doodles, and, practice, like, mock-ups or studies of my actual paintings. Also, I just feel like acrylic gouache is a lot more vibrant than regular, like, acrylics, and I definitely, in my art, I prefer a lot of vibrant colors. I don't know, that's just me, and then also, it's possibly because of the actual acrylic set I have. I just don't have that many, like, vibrant paints, but no, that's what I always, like, found. So I definitely, yeah, so like I said, I use acrylic mainly, and that's usually for all, like, my finished works, and then acrylic gouache is what I love the most. So I just love the texture of it. I don't know. If you ever get the chance, I definitely suggest, like, trying acrylic gouache. Yeah, like I said, I don't know where, yeah, I have, like, oh well, I just dropped my acrylic gouache, and so I'm not gonna pick it up and look at it, but I think, yeah, I have the Holbein set. I'll probably link it in the description, since I'm talking about it so much, but I bought it on Amazon, like, a while back, and I love it so much. Yeah, so I definitely recommend those paints. Again, I've dabbled in oils. I've never really tried watercolor, but it's just, I don't think it's really my thing. I don't know. I really should try it, and then decide if it's my thing or not, but yeah, and so as for, like, my subjects and, like, process, so I don't know, art style is a very loose concept to me. I don't know, I don't like the entire circulation in the art community with a specific art style, because I feel like, I don't know, it just kind of varies from painting to painting, and even, like, just me drawing and me painting, it's very different, because, so, I don't know, so for art style, I don't have much to say. The only thing is, I know like I said, I love layers, I love more vibrant colors. Also, I love, like, I guess you could say, if you, like, my art style's kind of realism, but I always like to have kind of a twist to it. I don't know, I don't research as much genres and art styles as I, like, should, and labels, because I just don't like them. Like, for my book and whatnot, I don't even know the genre it actually fits in, because, I don't know, I just don't like labeling things that much. That's just a me thing. But, so yeah. So, I can't really give you many tips on my art style, or anything like that. For my subjects, I love painting people. You will hardly ever see me painting a landscape, even backgrounds. I will paint, like, sky backgrounds with clouds. I do like painting clouds. And flowers. So definitely people. Definitely people. I think, yeah, all of my paintings really include people. I don't think I've really done just a landscape painting in, like, a really long time. I think I may have done a study in my sketchbook, like, months ago. I also love painting animals. I don't do it as often. I did a kind of portrait of my cat for my sister's birthday, over the summer, and I really like doing that. I also love painting deer, because those are one of my favorite animals. I love deer. They're super cute. So I haven't done any, like, finished portraits or whatever of deer, but you definitely, all over my sketchbook, you can see me doodling deer. Actually, my sketchbook I have right now, the cover is of a baby deer or a fawn, and I really love it. But yeah, also I love painting strawberries. That's another thing you'll see me paint. My last sketchbook, actually there's a paint with me up on my YouTube channel, that's like an hour long of me painting that sketchbook cover, and that has strawberries on it. So yeah, I also love painting strawberries. But let's see. And then for my process, so I like to say I plan out my art and my paintings. I do need to work on that more, because time after time it's just like I don't plan it out enough, and then I'm always, like, suffering. Like, I started a painting a while ago that I've been having the idea in my mind forever, and I was just like, well, my style is not, like, my skill isn't there yet, and I was like, finally, like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna do it. And then I just didn't plan enough, and the painting just did not turn out well. I, like, quit halfway through. I do definitely want to go back to it, because it's a painting of Aphrodite and Ares. And if you didn't know anything about me, one, Aphrodite is my absolute queen. I love her so much. She is, like, everything to me. If I get a chance to talk about Aphrodite, I will. And so I love her. I love Greek mythology. And I loved the idea of the painting, because, like I said, it's been brewing in my mind forever. But I just had never got the chance to start it. And so I do want to return to that eventually. I don't know when, because I don't know when I'm going to be able to with my schedule and all of that. But I definitely, at some point, I want to get back to that, because I really loved it. So I do wish I planned out my stuff more, but also, I'm just not that much of a planner, like, even when it comes to, like, my novel and stuff. I'm just not. So I need to plan out more, but I do plan out a decent amount. I do multiple thumbnail paintings. I always like to do, 1 or 2 study paintings. So for this painting specifically, and usually I use acrylic gouache for this. In my sketchbook, I did a, like, kind of mock-up painting, of my reference photo, of my friend in my sketchbook. And that was really it. Because I was also on a little bit of a time crunch, so I do wish I also went through and did some sunflower studies, because the background for the painting is sunflowers. But I've painted sunflowers before, and I really like sunflowers. They're not my favorite flower anymore. Roses are my favorite flower. I'm really cliche. But roses are beautiful. But But yeah, so I do wish, like I said, I would, like I did it more. Most of the time, I'd like to do an underpainting with regular gouache, because I own regular gouache too, and I usually like to do an underpainting of that, but again, I was on a time crunch. I just needed to get started, so I didn't do that. I also sketched with pencil, because I just didn't feel like using color pencils, which is what I usually do, so then I can do an underpainting of gouache, and, like, my sketch isn't completely lost. So, there was also that factor. And, yeah. And then, so, usually I don't know, I will do sections at a time. So, this one, I started with her face, and I moved to the hair, and I think I did background next, and then this shirt, and then I went back and did all of the final details. And I definitely, I do layer by layer, and I do, like, bulky, like, shapes and colors, and I really try and focus on, like, values and, like, depth. I just, like, spit a bunch. In depth, especially in my art and my portraits, because I'm just not that great at it. This time around, I focused a lot on values in the skin, because I've been trying to play around with my skin tones a bunch, for the past couple of, like, years. So I was really focusing on that, because that's just what I like to do with my skin tones. Let's see. That's mostly my process. I do also work from dark to light. That's just a habit I picked up from my gouache. Because in gouache, you're supposed to work from dark to light. So, I don't know what else to really talk about when it comes to my process. I mostly just kind of paint. That's just, I don't know. I guess to talk specifically about this painting, I do wish I spent some extra time on it. I'm recording this after I finished it, or I'm recording, like, this voiceover after I finished it and gave it to her. And I was able to get a lot of it done and complete it pretty good. And I know if I had the extra time, I would keep working it, and it possibly could have ruined it. But there was some areas, especially on the flowers, where I was using a yellow, and you could sort of see the sketch lines underneath, and that just kind of bothered me. But I got it done. I gave it to her. She loved it. So, at the end of the day, it's okay. I just gotta learn to, like, not be that much of a perfectionist, like, all the time. But I did really like how the painting turned out, especially since I haven't been painting in a while. And especially when it comes to people, it's a lot harder for me to just pick up something right back, like, away. Like, I don't know. And then, I don't know, like, I won't draw for a while, and then when I try and draw, it just looks awful, so I don't want to draw. And it's just an entire process. But I'm really glad that it turned out really good, and I feel like it really captured her likeness, which is something that usually, I don't know, I have problems with. But yeah, so again, I just wish I could go back a little bit and work it a little bit more, but I am very proud of this painting. I have another couple paintings lined up that I want to do. But yeah, so thank y'all so much for watching. I hope to do some more, like, art content coming up, but just tell me what you think, content-wise, and if you would like to see more art content, or if you're just like, no, I'm good, I'd rather just listen to you rant about your writing. Totally fine. But thank y'all so much for watching. I hope to see y'all again soon. Love you. Goodbye.